Coming into the audience, I noticed that Joyce Davis just walked in, and she's always on time. I don't know what happened to you tonight, Joyce. But if you could come up here, I'd like to introduce you to everyone as well, to say hello to you. She is our newly elected commissioner of Dania Beach for this last election in 2000. What is it? 2020, I guess, right? I'm losing track of time. Joyce? You'd like to say something? Oh, yeah.
He did call me out, and I wasn't ready, but you know what? That's what happens when you're an elected official. And so at this time, I am just so excited to be here, to be amongst our community, to be amongst our family, to be amongst Dania Beach residents, because the people who are here are really the people who make Dania Beach. And that's what we want to continue. We want to continue that family-like atmosphere. No matter how big we get, no matter how much we grow, we want to make sure that we continue to be a family. And that's what it's about here. That's what it's about tonight. And that's what Lewis represents. So thank you so much for giving me a couple of minutes to just say thank you for joining the commission or joining the race to run commission, and thank you for the opportunity to speak here this evening. Have a great evening, and let's enjoy everybody.
Thank you, Joyce. I didn't really know Joyce too well back in 2020 when she was running. I remember doing something with her organization. I think it's called Pearl Girls, if I'm not mistaken, where she actually brings in underprivileged young ladies and tries to teach them very good things to know as they're growing up. She does a remarkable job with that, and they had come to me and asked me for a donation or to sponsor a young lady, and we so proudly did, and we're so happy that we did. But I was also struck by how incredibly great you are, Joyce, on this commission. I didn't know her that well, and I wasn't sure she had the expertise to do this, but she's done an amazing job, along with, of course, Lori Llewellyn and Marco Salvino, who have also done an amazing job in their roles. So I want to thank you for being here and supporting me. So this day has come. It seems like we set up a couple of different dates for our kickoff, and we ended up finally settling on the 31st of March. I'm not sure why, but it's finally here, and it's been pretty agonizing for me because I really wanted to get this started and get it going. So first of all, I just want to thank everybody for being here. It's very incredible, and I appreciate your support. But anyways, I'm going to just tell you a little bit about myself and about my vision. And I want to let you know that your vote and your support, it's not going to be taken for granted. I know I have to earn them, and not only yours, but others that live here in Dania Beach. In the coming weeks, months, as we get closer to November 8th, which is our election day, I'm going to be speaking to a lot of people, both at condominium associations, homeowner associations, and wherever I get an opportunity to speak to people, I want to be there. But that's where I need your help. So if you can get me in front of your friends and family and neighbors, that'll be terrific. I'm going to listen to their concerns, and I promise that above all, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be straightforward with you, and I'm going to do the best I can to make the right decisions based on your interest and the interest of the residents, the businesses, and city government of Dania Beach. Hopefully people will like what I have to say, but most importantly, I hope that my experience will build their trust in me, and they will look at my experience in building a successful business here in Dania Beach over the past 20 years. It's been a tough go, but we've been very successful, and especially over the last 2 years with COVID, where we plan meetings and events. So everything stopped. There were no more meetings, no more events. We also have a travel club, nobody taking vacation. For 2 years, we were nothing. There was no business coming to our office. We had 7 employees, and the one thing in my mind was, how do I keep them employed? And during that whole time, not one of our employees lost their job. We continue to pay them, and they have been so supportive during this whole process. And I'm not saying that because I want any kudos from anybody. I will be honest, I got federal loans and I got PPP, if everybody knows what that is. That helps you with payroll protection. But if it wasn't for that, I was doing everything I could to keep them employed. And they're the backbone of me, my business, my family, and everything I stand for today. So I want to thank them for being here and helping me put on this wonderful event. Over the years that I've been in Dania Beach, I've had the privilege of being a volunteer in many different organizations, like the Dania Beach Lions Club, the Dania Beach Library. I've been on many city boards, more than I can even remember and think of right now. I know Airport Advisory Committee, the Dania Beach Employee Pension Board, the Creative Arts Council, the Dania Beach Chamber, and the Dania Beach Housing Authority, where I really love being on that board because we focus on affordable housing for people who really, really need it. And doing some of the work and trying to come up with different ways to help people that are really necessary for them to have assistance is, it really, you can go home and really feel good about yourself. So I play a very small part in that because Ann Castro, who is the executive director, is an amazing, amazing person. She does tireless work. And it's a privilege to be with her and working with her. I hope that people understand that my knowledge and the appreciation of the city of Dania Beach for the years that I have been here, but I don't know everything about Dania. And one of the lines that Bill Harris always used to tell me was, I know enough to know what I don't know. But he always seems to be the wise one to tell me these funny little lines. So I had to put that one in there for you, Bill Harris. Serving, if I had the opportunity to serve you in this beautiful city as a commissioner, it's going to be my honor and more importantly, my obligation. It's not an entitlement, and by no means. No one owns a seat on the City Commission at Dania Beach. It does not bestow any authority beyond what is written in our city charter. As a commissioner, we should always serve our residents. We should guide our city's government and be mindful not to serve ourselves. What we achieve in respect results from our decisions and our behaviors, not our titles. Dania Beach is in transition though. I know everyone in this room understands that and sees that. The old is given away to the new. And I remember when I first moved here, there was a Pirates Inn on Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Most of you probably remember that. And they had the big old highlight sign on top of that. And of course, that's no longer there. We had rows and rows of very active antique stores. And they're all going away. Most of them are now doing online sales. I also remember very distinctly the go-kart track and the roller coaster off of 95. Does everybody remember that? Yeah. I know my kids do because we all got on that go-kart. We got in the go-karts. We even actually did the roller coaster once or twice, if I'm not mistaken. But they're all gone. And that's, I guess, in some people's minds, progress. Federal Highway is no longer pedestrian friendly. I know when I moved here, it was to some degree very pedestrian friendly. There wasn't as much traffic as there is today. And I would like to be a part of a group of people that redesignates what our downtown is. Maybe taking First Street, which is just west of 95, from Sterling Road to Old Griffin Road, and making that a walkable, much like what they do at Dania After Dark. Having a Dania After Dark almost every day. Having that street be a walkable street where there's lively entertainment, great restaurants, wonderful types of specialty shops. And to do that, we have to figure out ways to really infuse that with business. We need to also work on being very creative with our landscaping and working with our building owners on First Avenue to achieve that. It's not going to be easy, but I think it's doable. And I think it would be a really great thing to bring this unique dining and entertainment district to downtown Dania Beach. I think we also need to really consider tempering development. That doesn't mean stopping development, but it means being a little bit smarter about how we proceed with development. We have some amazing developers, one that's in this room right now, with Kush, my friend Sharon Sharabi, who is a developer, but a unique one because he thinks about the people and the residents of Dania Beach before he considers building and what he creates to build. He always looks at all the impacts that it could take on everyone around that development. And I think we need to have more developers who really truly care about our residents and our well-being. If and when there is development, I think we need to really be mindful about how we want to create a distinctive look for our city. Not just a box with windows, but some beautiful design with colors that reflect Dania Beach's ocean and community character and charm. I think that's really important. A mentor of mine once told me, said, Lewis, the only thing constant in life is change. And in the past century, Dania Beach really has changed. It's transformed from tomato fields to towering buildings and tons of people with a lot of traffic. And change can be very confusing to people. And it can also be unwelcoming to people. But there are going to be people that want change and they want development. So we need to figure out how to balance the two. What we want for our city to look like in the future comes down to everybody in this room. And whether you elect me or someone else on the dais, that is going to be the future of Dania Beach. So, you know, I know that not everyone is going to believe and not everyone is going to like my ideas or like my answers, and that's fine. That's why we live in such a wonderful country. But be mindful when you cast your vote, who you're casting it for and what they believe in, and what they truly are going to do with the future of our wonderful city. As many of you know, and if you live in these areas like I do, flooding still is a big issue in Dania Beach. The city is doing a lot of great things to try to curb it and fix it, and I look forward to the day that I get on the dais and help with that effort, because I think they're moving in the right direction. We also have lots of issues, little issues, or maybe not so little, for me it's not, with speeding. As you know, the busier it gets in Federal Highway, the more people take side streets and cut through our neighborhoods, which really endangers all of us and our children, friends. So we really need to do more things to try to curb that. And I think coming up with really creative, distinctive enhancements in our neighborhoods and figuring out a way that we can somehow get a hold of how traffic flows through Dania Beach is going to be a very important and very important and very difficult challenge, but one that I'm looking forward to take on. For those of you who live in western Dania Beach along the Griffin Road corridor, that is now becoming one of the hot spots for development. Yeah, there's good and there's bad with that, but I think that, again, like I had said before, with the right developers and the right development, I think that we can do some amazing things in the right way. The one thing that is important for everyone that makes these decisions is to understand, does Dania Beach and do we have the ability to handle this business, this new development with our infrastructure? We must really knowledgeably plan what is possible and stop what is not feasible. And I think that's where the difficulties come, is that sometimes you just have to say no. In closing, I want to thank everyone so much. I want to thank my beautiful family that's here tonight supporting me. Yeah.